Aloha golfers! Welcome to Golf in the Cosmos, episode 33. I'm Kevin Robowski, and here we talk all things Mac O'Grady and MORAD. Today's video, right from 1987, the original MORAD method, Mac O'Grady and John Cook. They are working together on the back of the driving range, PGA West, La Quinta, California. John Cook, of course, a very accomplished PGA Tour player, multiple winner, PGA Tour champions, and of course amateur record was very good as well. John nearly won the Open Championship. Nick Faldo clipped him at the end, but John Cook, very strong golfer and a very strong record. And Mac is very complimentary of John's swing. And what's interesting is John is very influenced by Ken Venturi, who is influenced by Ben Hogan. And so you see some of the Hogan characteristics in John's swing, namely sort of a weaker right-hand grip and the shaft laid off at the top pointing to the left, wrists uncocked. So what's interesting about that position is in later MORAD, Mac would basically call that ideal. And in this version, in the early version of MORAD, the original swing, Mac wanted to see the full 90-degree wrist break and the club more down the line at the top, sort of more parallel to the target line. And in fact, Gary and Mac go through this very sort of simple explanation talking about plane, right, where basically at address, the club head is behind the ball, the shaft points to the base of the plane, right, or the target line. So if you're trying to hit a straight shot, the base of the plane line and the target line are the same. So basically the shaft points to the target line, and in the takeaway, it's parallel to the target line. Halfway back at P3, it's pointing. At the top, it's parallel. Halfway down, it's pointing. At P6, it's parallel. Back to P7, it's pointing, and then as you come around to P8, it's parallel, but then from P8 to P9, it doesn't point again, so it doesn't roll over. The arm just goes straight up. It's more of a holding pattern from P8 to P9, or what Mac might say is a blocking action, or a no-release swing, which kind of threw people for a loop because Mac recocked his wrist very fast. But release in his terms meant not rolling the wrist over. So from P7, where the club is pointing to the target line, then P8, it's parallel, the wrists don't roll over. It's just an upward movement of the arms, a recocking of the wrists, and that keeps you tilted and keeps the club face from closing. So that's where Mac deviated from maybe the Homer Kelly explanation of the plane from P8 to P9. So that's an interesting tidbit that made a very subtle twist on the swing plane. And we see again Mac demonstrating at the end. I've included some video of Mac demonstrating from this era. And again, you see a very clean looking swing, very powerful, not using a lot of manipulation or swing thought. Basically, the motion is very free and it looks extremely powerful and repeatable. So this swing, I think, really represents the best model of any teacher, past or present, in terms of symmetry and efficiency and in context with alignment and balance. It's very hard to find fault, especially if you know anatomy. This golf swing is about as pure as it gets, and it's very difficult to get lost in the weeds with this swing. In other words, if you get the components correct, it's very foolproof, about as foolproof as it can get. Now, of course, people will recognize some of the points or misinterpret some of the points, and then, of course, like any swing method, could probably, be somewhat incomplete. So it's very important, maybe the 10 basic things that really constitute this 1987 MORAD method. Very important that you get each one just right, and then it's hard to find any flaw or fault in the swing system. So you're going to start with low hands. So again, just to review what these things are, so why you're going to have low hands is that it lowers your center of gravity, it gives you better balance, makes it easier for you to rotate through the ball with your hands low as opposed with your hands high. It also prevents the club face from rolling over into that closed position. So basically, you're gonna have with an iron your feet about just hip width with your feet just slightly duck-footed, and the hands are low and the arms are very close to the body, so very close to the knees. And then in the takeaway, the hand path goes towards the right thigh, so it goes inward. The club stays outward, so that's why it lines up at P2. So it's very important that at P2, you see the angle of your left arm is inward, so it's not straight and certainly not out. So the rolling action of the wrist, that tends to rotate the forearm, and then the arm will actually appear out. Some people that are trying to go straight back or down the line, the left arm will appear vertical, but if you go back and you use rotation, then the left arm is going to look inward like this. Then as you continue up, P3 is going to be just slightly vertical of just tracing the plane line, and from P3 to P4, the right elbow is really going to stop movement, and that way when you cock your wrist, the club is going to go down the line. So if the right elbow continues to move, you'll see it start to cross, right? And so that can be a problem. So it's very important that you get all of those little subtleties lined up from P1 to P4. And then from P4 downward, it's basically you just come right back. The same path that you went down, up on, you come down on, right? So there's no shifts. There's really very little emphasis on weight shift here. Mac preferred in this era with the irons a narrower stance. So although there was a slight weight shift, it was so minimal you hardly felt it. So Mac's idea in this era is mostly turn and turn, and arms stay close to the body, and the wrists have a very powerful cocking and recocking action, and your left knee straightening speeds up the hips. So as I go back, my hand path goes inside, that's turning the body. I go up to P4, the wrist cock, down the line, I come back down the same way I went up, all the way to P6, and then from P6 onward, I straighten my left knee and I recock my wrists. And basically I just stop. So I put on the brakes. So what specifically are you braking? You're braking your shoulders and you're braking your arms. So the hips continue to accelerate and the wrists continue to accelerate, right? So that looks more like this, right? My arms accelerate and my shoulders continue to accelerate. I'll look like that. So you'll see that wrap around finish. Problem with it is that the posture tends to raise up during impact when you do that. And that can cause a lot of mishits. Also, it's very hard to keep your gaze down when your shoulders are accelerating. So break the shoulders, break the arm momentum, recock the wrist, straighten the left knee, and you'll have perfect balance in that swing, right? And you look like a machine. And that's what basically Mac looked like. That's what made his swing and his style of play so visually attractive. Very powerful and very symmetrical, and also, just pure balance. So again, it's nice to see these older videos, although the quality isn't very high. The visual information, and of course Mac explaining it, is so valuable. And again, I'm so hopeful that more people will recognize this method, and especially if you know anything about anatomy, if you know anything about sort of biomechanics and neurology. So basically easy on the brain to repeat. Minimum of shifts, minimal of manipulation. So if you're out there trying to manipulate your swing, whether you're a pro or an amateur, if it feels contrived, if you're working too hard on your brain, right, you really want to give this swing idea, this MORAD method from 86, 87, a try. And if you're a later MORAD aficionado and you have all the pressure points and the leaning tower of Pisa and the center of gravity shifts and the plane line shifts and you're trying to do 10 things in one swing, I feel for you, brother. So, you know, might be good to look back at the original version of Mac's swing and what made him a champion on the PGA Tour. So please enjoy the videos. Look forward to your comments, and we'll see you next time. Aloha.
He'd like to talk to you. He really would.
Probably.
I suppose. Let's go ahead and start watching.
I told him I was going to do that when I got there, and then
You like that little forearm?
I'll bother in a minute.
That night that we were out there playing.
What? Nothing.
You like that?
What do you want?
What? All right, watch yourself. That a girl? Like it. Okay. Basically. Not in camera. Oh. Get away, Bob. Second. Okay. Okay. Never start from the rear plane first.
Okay.
Okay. You got to see the joints, the 6 joints lined up that way. Okay.
Got it.
So let's take a okay. Look at Gail. He's getting good. Huh? That's good. He's getting good. Much better. Gail, I think you're a wonderful player. Gail, hold us. Just so you know.
Hold it, Gail.
Just listen to us. Good. Okay. Take a rest. Stand right.
Take a break.
Go ahead.
Is this the review panel?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I got him from back here.
Time.
Got it? Pretty working that plane, that's good. What? No, I didn't look for you.
Oh, it's awful.
Huh? No, I don't. Okay, are you going, okay. Left foot, left knee. Never do right foot. Left knee. Okay. He's always turning. Right. No, he's never done outside. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Very going up. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, go on. We'll get through with you.
I think we should dissect his kidneys. I think that's what we ought to do. We'll start there, then we'll work to the bladder. Then we'll take it, that's it, a lobotomy. I've had 3 of those. I know what they're like.
No, you don't. Not after the first one.
Got it. So far, it's been all right. There's nothing else I can see. Right. Okay.
Now we go over here. We're going over here now, John.
And I know what we're going to look for.
Look out for the camera. Look out for the camera.
It's my camera.
He's got the camera on him.
No, he's got the kids on. What? What?
Hard work.
Yeah. Should have been here with me yesterday and today. I've had 2 hours of it. I'm learning.
Okay. Blade. What? Blade. No. Okay. Okay, so this is where just these 2 views, right? Okay. Now you take it. First one, right. That's the right. It's going off a plane here. Okay. This plane here. Okay. Pretty good. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now you start going the upper torso is going up the other joints. Right? Okay. Now first thing is now right hip club shaft going up the plane on that side. Yeah.
What, 3 and 4?
Hmm?
3 and 4 or 2 and 4?
Up to 8, 9, or over, up to 8 now.
Good? Pretty good. Good, yeah. And the only thing is to find out, John, you got a 2-iron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good? Good. I mean, you got absolutely passing on every one here so far.
Close.
No, pretty good. No, see, I see how she's got it laid out. Right. Okay. He's like using one of the palms for him to measure like this. Go like this, we're going to okay. Okay. Yes, yes. Very good,
Left
man.
arm
Very
side,
good.
right?
Very good.
Right.
Very good. You do know this stuff, don't you? What? You do know this stuff.
It's just what we call it Coriolis switches. Now, of course, the shoulder turns in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And now, what are the adjustments this guy's got to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them is that if you look at something, that's called the frontal plane. It's called the rear frontal. Look at the back over here. Now you have to watch the John, your swing's gotten better since the last time I saw you. It's gotten better.
Yeah. I'm working on a few things. It helped a lot.
What? Right. Putting that down?
Venturi noticed that right away.
Really? Good.
You didn't tell me about the thing.
It's been broken too many times.
Where you put the finger?
Okay, so this is causing rotation here.
Yeah, then
And then-
then you just keep turning.
So this is more underneath. This. Okay. 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 All right. Where do you watch from? This plane? Back? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to experiment here. We passed all the colors. One, two little things.
Mhm.
Go wrong. Okay,
Mhm.
ready? Start over. Okay. You're going to take your, put the club up like this now. Like that. Your right hand, try to put your right hand all the way over like this. Just going to take a practice one. Okay. Push your right hand to the right hand. Keep your hand. Okay. More that way. Keep going. Okay, right there. Just-
Don't look like Fiore. That's all we want you to look like.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
You mean,
Just like that, right?
Perfect. Perfect. You got it. That's it.
It's exactly what we want you to do here.
That's what. Just like that.
Right, ready? We'll see how something changes. Take your swing. Go ahead. Step in the dress. Go to the top.
Now don't cheat on us.
You're cheating.
Get.
I
Bob,
know,
make sure
I
it's gripped.
see.
Come on. Come on.
far over now.
But yeah, make.
Keep it
you
under
get
there.
We can see it from
You're
here.
way under,
Practice.
way under.
I can't do
Right.
any more than
Okay, go to your top.
No,
All the
now
way
you
to the
gotta
top.
back
This way.
up
Don't
on
hit the
top
ball.
again.
Just take a practice one.
That's unbelievable. Yeah.
Just call your foot down. These suckers, these guys have Keenan. Hey. You got a couple
Nice.
minutes
I
out.
like that.
Happy New Year.
You
No,
too.
Happy New Year,
We
Jim.
made it
Keenan?
all right.
Bobby? Keenan? You had Keenan yesterday? You did Keenan? No.
Keenan, that's Gail. I met her. How am I doing? Huh? I'm giving her a
Bobby?
lesson.
Bob? Keenan Barber.
Okay, do it. Do it.
One more
Now
time.
don't cheat.
What?
Get it ugly. There. Perfect. Perfect.
Get it ugly.
Just, yeah, you get it ugly.
We're just
We don't
trying
care.
to
We're just.
experiment. That's it.
That's perfect.
See?
Yeah.
Why does it do that?
No, it's just, I just told him what he had two very minor errors. Now watch, ready for this?
Okay.
Watch this, come here. I know, it could come from the
Sure,
rear.
I'm not trying to
Behind my
eliminate the
right side.
competition at Lacoste,
Behind my
John.
right side.
They won't find me at La Costa.
It's been sprained for 4
Do
years.
it again. A little bit to the right of the basket,
No,
John.
I don't think so. Only just one establishment.
Perfect.
Unless it
Well.
was the size of Brooklyn.
Those real teeth?
Ready?
What? I asked her if it was real teeth.
Poor girl. Jesus. Leave her alone, guys.
Yeah, let me leave her alone.
Gotta go inside. Stop the section.
You
to the
started.
right. Now, you gotta watch it. Take your air, just keep turning your shoulders. Turn your shoulders. Okay, you're standing.
What is there?
Oh, excuse me.
Turn your shoulders.
I'm always in the way.
Take it.
Now, where does that, does that hurt you at all anymore? Your right wrist, or that right elbow?
does, yeah.
Okay, start over again. Goes inside, stop at section 3. Okay? Now just keep turning your shoulders, you hit the 90 degrees, finger. Okay. It still should be to about like this. One more time.
Is that a function of his right hand?
What?
Is that a function of his right hand?
A little bit. Okay? keep going, stop. Okay. Now, do one without the club there. See what it looks like. Okay, keep turning up. Just a little. Just a little. Now, this time move your right hand way under. Way under.
Hey, girl, Gail, good.
Okay, go to 3 and stop. Okay, go out, man. Come on. One more time. Keep going up. Stop. Okay.
It's not, yeah, on that line.
Talking to the guys you know about the golf machine course, they ever explain to you about what the plane line is? Or the coach
place
the
it,
plane
yeah.
line?
I feel guilty.
Christ.
Oh, look at ours. He
I never
goes
learned
back there,
that.
seated up.
Watch, here's a Gary, let's have you explain this to them. Okay. Here you go. Now, this is how the club shaft is supposed to be all the time. And you can, let's do this one on the camera so you can see this. Gary, let's put those shafts right here.
I'll do it left-handed.
Okay.
All right. You do this left-hand or right-hand?
I'll do it left-handed.
What?
The plane of a golf swing, okay? If you draw your target line, put a line out there to infinity.
Need to tilt this down a little bit more. We're getting right at the ball. Is about where the
position of the shaft in relationship to the swing around the fixed center should be this way. The toe of the club, this point
This point of the club shaft.
this point of the club shaft.
That's club shaft.
Okay. That point of the club shaft, the bottom,
Always point.
should always point at that
At this line.
as it goes out to infinity, out there, until it gets
Parallel.
in a position number 2. Okay. As you start from 2 to 3, the butt of the club now picks up the ball,
The line
picks up the line down there, and starts going down the line. As you go back around.
It's here, then you see.
If it's laid off, it's not pointing at it. If it's too upright, it's not pointing at it. Okay? Butt of the club. If we had a pin light on there, and there was a light going down there, if we shine that light all along that deal as you go back until you get to position number 4.
And then watch, see
Top
this
of the swing.
club shaft? You're still picking up the line out there until the parallel. Then when it comes down, it picks up the line, it comes all the way down like this. And then it picks way out there, the parallels, then this part, reverse this hand, look at the button. Take it like this. I think your grip up there. Now this picks up its parallel, and it must point the line going all the way down like this.
Point the line, point the line,
Okay.
point the line.
It comes in like this, bingo, and the butt picks up again. But then
The line back here.
the old with the golf machine, Mr. Kelly still wanted us to keep pointing to the line. Our research said you didn't want to do that because what it does, it makes you come out of your shoulder turn. Yeah. Okay. Now do it right-handed shoulder turn. Okay. If you stand back here, down, stand back here. Okay, now this club shaft must always point at that line. Here's your reference point now. Okay. Perfect. All right. Bingo. Parallel, then it goes up. Okay, now what looks like you're doing, John, when you get in section 2 up to 3, and then as you go up to 4, it just kind of gets off and stays off like this.
Okay.
Okay.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Now watch, what a lot of guys do, I don't know if this is Haney's theories, but a
scoot
lot
up
of
if
guys...
you're going to explain
What?
that to him. If you're going to explain that to him, scoot up. You're out of frame. Just go all the way up to the ball and move over towards the.
All right, so this is like yay, right? Now what a lot of guys do, they'll drop this back down here like this, feel that now it's pointed to the line, they can flip it in this way, but it's going to go off the line here. So a lot of guys go here, then they just prematurely rotate to get it going down the line that way. Okay. So this is basic golf, right in the beginning of the golf machine. This first day I saw Mr. Kelly, he showed me how that line went. He said this club shaft's got to go backswing, sets up, points at the line. Here's another thing, come here. You stand right here. You stand right here, look down at this line. This is one of the things he said was an optical illusion, is that square to square, everybody was trying to keep the club in, real upright, trying to keep it towards the target line, okay? And he was saying that this club shaft goes back, say the club that's here now, right? Yo, this thing goes back, now it's going inside that line. See it? Okay? Stand right on the target line, right over top. this thing is going, from your view, it looks like it's inside the plane, but if you look down at the cup shaft, it's pointing right at it. At the target line. Or they call it the plane line.
I buy all that.
Pardon me?
I buy all that.
Okay.
That's how I
Just
learned.
saying. This thing goes in here like this and up. It just reverses. Okay. It's moving right on the arc, but it's moving on an invisible plane, he called it. And then right back on.
So his book, through swing, keep the butt of the club on the line until position number 8.
Who's this now?
Kelly. in
No,
his
no.
book.
Kelly wants you to bring this thing, but there's two ways. It's called a hitter and a swinger. A swinger would take it on an arc of approach this way, and a hitter would take it up and across that way, like a road like that. There's no such thing as hitting in the book. You got to keep rotating. You got to keep this whole system going this way. The reason why I kept hitting those loopers all the time was why? Because I kept getting at the bottom, and then I just kind of released the club, and I just my body was stopped. So let's have you try it. So these are your reference points that you're going to try to tell you where the shaft is supposed to be in all the various positions. Okay. 1003. Thousand one, 1002, 1003. 1003.